All right, guys, I'm Philip, the founder of Realign Reality, and today I'm here with Noah. So, Noah made a full recovery from depression and anxiety in just 22 days. So, Noah, who are you? Where are you from? And what is your occupation?
Um, I'm from Melbourne. I'm 21 years old and I'm a gas service layer.
Amazing, amazing. So, Noah, we're going to start this interview with when did your depression and anxiety start? When did it all start for you?
Honestly, bro, roughly 10 years ago when I was about 11 years old, that's probably where it all began for me.
Perfect. And if you could explain to everyone, like, what do you reckon? Or what do you believe was the trigger to put you in this stage, like your childhood and everything? What made you, get into the state of depression and anxiety?
During my childhood at a young age, my parents got a divorce and split up, and my mum was um, a drug abuser. So we went and I had two younger sisters, and she took us away, and we were living, down in Lakes Entrance. And as an 11-year-old having two younger sisters and a mum that's using drugs, I had to be the adult that had to look after them, the protector, and that all stuffed up and, affected my mental health and my depression, anxiety all grew up from there. Getting bullied in primary school and all that stuff. Moving from down in Narry to Lakes Entrance, it was just, I was like that odd kid out.
No, definitely, I definitely understand you, and I can really resonate with you. Not, not with your story. Obviously, I didn't go through that type of stuff, but growing up as a kid, when you are having a tough time, depression and anxiety really takes a toll on your life. Everything is around how you feel and your thoughts. And when something I've realized is when you are a young kid and you're going through depression and anxiety, you don't even know what it is, and you believe that you are born like that. And that's something that was really hard on me as well. Is that when I was 12 years old in year seven, because you know my story, everyone that knows my story is in year seven was probably the worst time that I started with anxiety as well. So it's really interesting how I believe that's who I was, and that's something you can resonate with as well, Noah. Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
100%, 100%. So, Noah, what symptoms do you believe you experienced the most during your upbringing? Like, what type of symptoms specifically?
Honest, after this whole program, it's hard to actually kind of think and remember of how I felt and what were the worst. But if I had to think of something, and something occasionally still comes up every now and then, is the social anxiety. So I feel like I compare myself to everyone, that I'm not fitting in or good enough. That was a big thing. Like in primary school and high school, I just did anything and everything to try to fit in with everyone because I just felt like I didn't belong. So I reckon that was a big one there.
Definitely. So that was probably that was probably your major anxiety symptom was the social anxiety aspect. In terms of depression, what were the symptoms for depression that you really struggled with the most, you believe?
So it was just mood, my mood swings. I would be real happy to, felt like I hit a brick wall and hated life. Like I just couldn't do it anymore. And then I was getting panic attacks as well from it. And I felt like I got to points in life where there was no light and I just wanted to give up multiple times.
No, definitely, man. That when you hit that breaking point multiple times and you pick yourself up, you don't realize how strong you are in the moment. And a lot of people that I speak with is they believe that being in a rough patch in life at like rock bottom is like seen as something weak and that you're
Yeah,
not strong. But the funny thing is, people that live their life despite their symptoms and they're carrying this extra burden with them all the time. They don't realize that they're actually the strong ones in life. And that's something that if there are people watching this and you believe that by you speaking up about your depression and anxiety is like classified weak or whatever it is, don't listen to that BS, man. You are actually so much stronger than you are. And yeah, Noah, what was the like with depression and anxiety, what do you believe it affected you the most with your life? In terms of your life, what did it really affect you the most with?
oh, probably my looking back at it, probably my communication skills, as well as growing up just recently in my work. I was affecting me at work. I couldn't be bothered. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to go home and just be isolated. But going back to younger ages, I'd definitely say yeah, like I didn't know how to speak to people. I wasn't confident. I just try to make jokes about myself, thinking that if I make fun of myself, it won't hurt as much people making fun of me.
Definitely, definitely understand that. And in terms of like, did you tell anyone what you were going through at all while you were growing up?
Not really, man. In school and that, I had I don't know if you know, you'd always see those people that'd pick you out of a class and
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
go speak to that person. Yeah, I had them, but I never really told them what was going on because I just didn't feel like no one would understand. Or at that time, I didn't think it was a big issue. I didn't actually know what I was dealing with. Oh, sorry, I don't know
That's
what's
all right.
happened. There we
That's
go.
okay. Yeah, no, 100% Noah. No one, when you're in that state, when you feel so isolated, when you feel so alone, it really feels like you are the only one in the world experiencing what you are experiencing. Even
And
though that depression and anxiety affects nearly 70% of the population, is that people still believe that they're alone in it and that they're the only ones experiencing what they're experiencing. So they just tend to hold it all in. And I was like myself, man. I didn't tell anyone what I was going through at all. The severe depression, the severe anxiety, the anxiety disorders that I experienced. I didn't tell anyone until I actually came out with what I do and everything. So it's big. If you are struggling, speak up, man. It's very important to get the help because it's better now before it's too late. So that's something I would definitely say. And
yeah, 100%.
during your during your process, you said that you had a lot of tough time with negative thought loops and the past and stuff. Could you elaborate more on like what type of thoughts would come up and what was that about?
Thinking back now, I was like, honestly, I can't really remember, but it was more of my like past relationships and just things going on, like anything that would overwhelm me or anything that impacted my life in some kind of way. I'd dwell on it. Like it'd pop up in my head, and I'd dwell on it, overthink, and I'd work either something up that wasn't that big into something massive, or like if something had happened, I'd just keep working myself up on it.
100%, 100%. If I said to you, Noah, what was like the point where you decided that enough is enough, that I cannot live with depression and anxiety more anymore, that this is something that if I continue to live the rest of my life in this state, this isn't a life because we can both agree when you are in that state, it's not life, it's survival mode. You are living every day, surviving, waiting to sleep, waiting waiting so you can sleep so you don't have to think about the day. Like that's how severe it gets. And I know how hard it is. It's incredible how it works and how depression and anxiety works and how it really makes you feel. So Noah, if like what was the specific day that you would say that really turned you around and said enough's enough?
So as I've spoken to you, I got to a point in my life where enough was enough and I couldn't live with anything anymore. I just felt like no matter, even if I tried to fix something or tried to fix my problems or tried to change my ways, but I thought I was changing my ways, it wasn't working. And I turned to drugs and alcohol. And yeah, that led me down a bad road. And I got to a point where enough was enough and I tried to end my life. And surprisingly, I'm still here. I got very, very lucky. Like I was getting watched over. And after that day, when everything happened, I look back and gone, I was given a second chance. My instant, I really should not be here, but I got given a second chance. And then the next day, pretty sure at work, I was scrolling on Instagram and I seen your reels and TikToks you're making, and I thought I can relate to a lot of this. Like looking back, because at that period of time, I thought no more drinking, no more drugs. I'd had enough. I wanted it. I was ready to change my life. I was sick of feeling the way I was. I was sick of everything. I felt like I needed to be reborn. I needed a new life. So when I seen your TikToks, I could relate to a lot of them. So that one message, I just sent you a massive message, and I looked at your reels for a while, and I always thought, nah, nah, it's what I mean. It's not gonna work. It's full of shit. And yeah, I sent that one message, and that one message saved my life. And I was at work when I did it, and it was the best decision, best 10 minutes I've taken out of work in my life.
The best decision of your life. Damn right it was, man. That's the thing that people are so hesitant on saying enough's enough. Like, at the end of the day, what do you have to lose? And I love to tell people this. What do you actually have to lose? Like, for those who are watching this, I want you to pay close attention. You are already at rock bottom. You are at the worst of the worst. There is no worse living like with this anymore. This is as bad it's gonna get. The only way forward is by doing the work and doing what you know you should be doing. Because if you're going to continue playing the victim, playing, I feel sorry for myself, why me? Or I'm the only one who experiences this, I have a special type of depression, special type of anxiety. It's actually what keeps you stuck. The moment, the moment you decide enough's enough, I'm going to do whatever it takes. You have this fire in your soul. I'm going to do whatever it takes to recover. And you make that decision, you will recover because your recovery is inevitable. Okay. And I'm glad, Noah, that you made that decision because now, like, for the people watching, Noah, how do you feel right now?
Oh, amazing! Like a new person. Like I said to you, when you told me when we had our first call, and you go, I will not be able to remember what the feelings of depression, anxiety, and how I felt. I thought he's full of shit. Like when you were saying you don't know what it feels like, I thought you're full of shit. Like of course you're still going to be able to feel it. But bro, that's why it's so hard to answer some of these questions because I've changed my life and I'm living the highest version of myself. I don't remember my old stuff. I don't remember how I felt or what I was doing. All I can feel now is like greatness. Like I just can see myself striving each and every day.
Amazing. And you can't remember anything. That is the power of neuroplasticity. That is the power of state-dependent memory. For those who don't know, is that when you are in the state of depression, the reason why you can't remember what it feels like to be normal is because your brain only knows what it's like to be in that state because you've been in that state for a prolonged amount of time, okay? So your brain filters out anything that is from past memories of happy memories, this, that. It only remembers the bad stuff and filters out a world full of depression and anxiety. So once you rewire your brain out of that state into this new version of you, you can no longer remember what it's like to have depression and anxiety. And that's what people don't understand is that when I tell them that you won't be able to remember it, they're like, "What are you talking about?" And that's crazy, you know. I'm glad, man, that you can't remember what it's like. And yeah, going back, Noah, if you have to tell everybody, what was your life like? What bad habits did you have before you joined the program?
What bad habits didn't I have? Jeez, I've had no sleep schedule, drinking, smoking, drugs was a big thing for me. Just always drugs. Like I had no like routine. I would sleep at any time. Sometimes like I was always sleeping in for work, never getting up for work, never had any energy, didn't go gym, didn't watch what I eat, nothing. Like I had no schedule. I literally lived my day minute by minute, not day by day, minute by minute. That's how I lived my life, and it was shocking. Like, yeah,
100%, man. And a lot of people that come to me with just absolute bad habits. And the one thing that people tend to say to me is that they've tried everything it takes to recover from depression and anxiety. I get comments, I get messages saying, I've tried everything to recover. Why isn't it working? And then I ask them, a simple question is, what does your life look like right now? And a lot of the stuff that you've just mentioned that are bad is what other people do. And they
mm.
don't understand that is that your habits is a very big, what's the word? It's a big foundation to your recovery because it's so important to have a very good schedule going. And Noah, like, what are some things that now that you do that you didn't do? What would you say you do now?
Oh, I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning. I I make sure I'm getting the 7, 8 hours of sleep. I'm going gym once, twice a day. I'm doing running. I'm counting my calories, watching what I eat. I make sure I have a cold shower in the morning. I've started ice baths. I make sure I'm not on my phone an hour, 2 hours before I go to bed. I'm reading a book, which that's a big thing for me. Like, if anyone that knows me, I don't read. I always say to myself, I don't know how to read. And when I tell people I'm reading a book, they go, "You're full of shit." I know, but then it's I always had in my head, "Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this." It's not that I can't do it. I've chose not to try and learn to do it. You know what I mean? And I've cut out the like smoking, drinking, all that kind of stuff. So, and the drugs. The drugs have helped me heaps. I'm so glad I've. It's like I used to be really bad on the drugs, I can't even remember what the feeling is. I don't even know. I look back and go, why was I doing it? Like, what was the actual reason I was doing it? And at the time, I thought it was helping my anxiety and depression, but they weren't. It was amplifying it. It was making it worse.
Definitely, no, definitely. And you are the new man. You are striving for greatness, and people don't understand that it doesn't take long to turn your life around. People think oh, it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years to achieve something, man. This is just a prime example of someone who's fully changed their life around in just 22 days. Like
Did not think it was possible.
you didn't think it's possible.
No
That
way.
that you know now that everything is possible. And no, before you joined my program, did you try therapy that you mentioned? Yep. And could you give us a little explanation of how the therapy was and what did it do for you?
Well, I saw a couple of people, never like, I went through that many. It's not even funny. I found one, she wasn't too bad. I just think with her, she was just really straightforward. But like what you've mentioned, it's all the same bullshit they give you. They diagnose you, oh, you got maybe go on medication. Like, you got ADHD, you got this, you got that. They're throwing this out at you. And I'm going, well, how do I fix it? And they've gone, oh, well, breathing techniques and cold showers. Yeah, cold showers help. 100% they help, but they don't fix the problem.
100%. And as you just stated that for those who go to therapy, as bad as it sounds, therapy is actually one of the main reasons why you are stuck with depression and anxiety because until you understand how your brain works, you'll you'll keep going because they don't teach you how your brain works. They don't teach you that the more you talk about depression, the more you talk about anxiety, the more you talk about your trauma, about the past, you're only telling your brain that you love this and this is your best hobby to do because your brain only gives you more of what you focus on. And for those who watch my content, I go over this a million times, so I'm going to leave it out of the interview for now. But guys, I'm telling you, therapy is the reason why you were stuck. And I don't hate therapists. Yes, when you need help, go to therapy, but they do not help you fully recover to the point where you can't remember. They help you cope. Okay? So I'm not saying that therapy, psychiatrist, hypnotherapist, whatever therapy there is bad. It's just, it does not fully recover you. And that's what I stand by. Okay? And as you said, Noah, breathing exercises, nervous system regulation techniques, it's a complete joke how the people we trust the most that they give us these little things that do not do anything but give you temporary relief. So Noah, why would you say you chose Realign Reality? What was the best part about the program? The one-on-one calls, the community, the 24/7 chat that we had. What would you say the best part of the program was?
The best part, well, one of the main things I obviously enjoyed is becoming 100% recovered and not being able to like remember what anything felt like. But I think a big thing for me was I've always wanted to back into the gym and look after my health and like lose some weight and get the body of my dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My
yeah,
higher
yeah.
self body. And I just could never do it. I'd go for a bit and I'd stop, and then I thought I was eating healthy, but I was never tracking calories. Not only you helped me with depression, anxiety, you've helped me motivate, gym, what should I eat, getting the physique what I want, being able to go for runs. I feel like I'm living life now.
Of course.
So yeah, I reckon that was the big main part for me.
Amazing, amazing. And people don't understand is for those who don't know, whoever joins my program, they already claim that they are fully recovered. Okay? As soon as you join, you are officially 100% recovered and you start living the life you've always meant to live. You start living as if you are already recovered until it becomes your reality because your brain doesn't understand the difference between reality and imagination. Your subconscious mind only gives you a reality based on what you believe about yourself. So if you are watching this now and you keep believing you have depression and anxiety, you keep believing how negative your life is, you're only telling your brain to project the reality based on what you tell it. So because my clients affirm that they're 100% recovered every day and prove to their nervous system through their actions, their mindset, their habits, that they are fully recovered, their reality becomes that. And that's how it works. So definitely, guys, I don't support therapy. You know where to come. This is definitely the place to fully recover. So Noah, if someone like if someone was very skeptical watching this right now, saying, he doesn't have qualifications, he's not a therapist, he's not this, he's not that, what would you say to them right now? If you were face to face with someone going, I don't know if this would work, what would you tell them?
That's a good one. At the end of the day, I don't believe you need a qualification or you need a this label, that label to be good at anything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's that's and like, well, look at me for example. I was your very first client. I thought to myself, this is just a load of shit. But I thought to myself, some of the shit you're saying is like I've never actually heard someone word it in those words. And I gave it that shot, and you'd be dumb not to. You'd be fucking yeah. It's hard to explain, man. You've opened up a whole new world for me. When the times that I thought, nah, like even when I first started, I was like, nah, this is going to be a bunch of bullshit. But I thought, you know what? Nah, well, I need to change my life. If people out there that if you really need to change your life and you want to make a change and you want to live the like highest version of yourself, bro, join. I You can't go wrong.
100%, 100%. I appreciate that, Noah. You know, people are so skeptical to change because they think that they're going to magically recover. And for those watching, I'm telling you right now, I suffered for 10 years, and me and Noah have both suffered for a very similar amount of time. Nothing changes until something changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Everyone's heard that quote before, is that you can't keep wishing for recovery to happen. You can't keep wishing for a day that you're magically going to wake up and it's all going to go away. As much as people say, just wait and it'll go away, it's a myth. And I'm telling you from experience, guys, this is the problem. Therapists, I want you to ask your therapist next time you see them if they've ever been in your shoes. Okay, maybe they have. I'm not saying they haven't. I want you to ask yourself, have they been in your shoes? Do they have the experience? And have they ever made someone fully recover to the point where they can't remember what it's like to feel depression and anxiety? Okay? Because these are serious questions. People are spending all their money on therapy and all of this, but they're not really getting the results they're after and understanding how the brain actually works. So Noah, I'm really glad that we had this interview today. I'm really glad that you're recovered once again. And I still can't believe it. I'm still in shock that in just 22 days, a human being can recover from severe depression, severe anxiety, absolute rock bottom from where you were 3 weeks ago. I still can't believe it that the person you were 3 weeks ago and the person you are today is just you can't it's almost like if someone heard that, nah, it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's
And you know what? There'll probably be people out here that will watch this and go, "Oh, it's all a stage. It's bullshit, bro. You're fucking kidding yourself."
oh, of
Apologize,
course,
but
man.
you are absolutely kidding yourself. Like, oh, it's yeah, sweet.
100%, 100%. And I love the community we've built. It's amazing community. People striving, people recovering, people people just striving for greatness. And not only in my program do you recover from depression and anxiety, that's just like the bottom line. That's what people don't understand is not only do you recover from depression and anxiety, you become the best version of you. You become the highest version of you possible in every aspect, in the gym, knowledge, physically, mentally, spiritually, in all aspects of life. You become a new person because in order to recover, the current version that you are, the mindset you have, the actions you have, the habits you have, is the reason why you are stuck. And until you have that accountability, until you say, I am the problem, I was the problem the whole time, I need to create that version of me. I need to create that version who is fully recovered. You can't recover because you're not anything like the recovered version of you. So if you're still sitting there contemplating and saying, why is nothing working? Why are these techniques not working? These breathing techniques, this journaling, this grounding, whatever it is, it's because you need to change your inner reality in order to project a reality based on that you are fully recovered, striving, confident, successful. The real change is inside. You can't find external, what's the word? An external solution, okay? Medication isn't going to cure your depression and anxiety. It's only going to help you cope, okay? Therapy is going to help you cope. All of that's going to help you cope. You need to you need to do the work. You need to put your head down and say, I need to do this. I need to do whatever it takes to recover. And that's what it really takes. But yet again, Noah, I really appreciate you coming today, sharing your story with everyone. Hopefully, people that are watching this now get motivated and understand that you are only one decision, literally one decision away from changing your life for good. And Noah, was there anything else you wanted to say or add to anyone watching?
Not really, man. Just yeah, if you hit rock bottom and you don't think there's any place to go, give him a text, click him a message.
100%, guys, 100%. But guys, thank you for watching the interview. And once again, if you are watching this, shoot me a DM on Instagram and you are one decision away from fully changing your life. Thank you, guys.